Hello everyone and welcome back to the 3T Path channel. My name is Giridhari, and today I want to read a great verse from you from Bhagavad Gita. We'll be reading verse 27 of chapter 7, where Krishna says a remarkable thing. He basically explains why we're all kind of screw-ups anyway. So you shouldn't be too hard on yourself for your fall downs, your slips, the bad way you've behaved, all the stupid things you've done, because Krishna says actually it really is like that. So I think it's worth reading this verse. I'm going to read the Sanskrit first and then I'll read the translation. So this is how it goes. This is again verse 27 of chapter 7. Icchādveṣasamutthena dvaṁdvamohena bhārata sarvabhūtāni saṁmohaṁ sarge yānti paraṁtapa. Translation: O Arjuna, just because of the moha, the overwhelming and deluding power generated by my prakriti, so this is Krishna talking to Arjuna, all beings who are born, that's you and me, are influenced by hatred and perverted desires to some degree. So this is Krishna saying, look, because of prakriti, this material energy, just because of the nature of existence in matter, the soul, atma, in matter, in prakriti, so atma and prakriti, that already is a problem. So if you're born, you've screwed up before anyway, you're confused anyway. If you're born, you've already screwed up sometime because you got born. So we're born, we've messed up already. We're born now, we're stuck in matter. So we were already not doing so well because we were born. As soon as you're born in matter, you know you've messed up. So we're born in matter, we've messed up anyway, so we already had problems when we got here. But the very nature of life here is that because Prakriti has this moha power, what we also call maya. So you've heard of maya, this deluding energy of God. So it's God's deluding energy. It's very powerful. So it's more powerful than, us, because it's God's energy. So Prakriti, with this moha, this deluding energy, maya, makes everyone here. So basically everyone is influenced by hatred and perverted desires. It says here, this is a translation, by the way, from the book, The Bhagavad Gita Comes Alive by Jeffrey Armstrong. So we already have this energy, so that's why you mess up. And Krishna says in the end of in chapter 3 in Bhagavad Gita, like a few chapters, 4 chapters earlier, Krishna told Arjuna's like, why do we screw up? It's like almost beyond our our choice. It's like we're impelled to do stupid things. And then Krishna says, yes, it's because of krodha and kama, born of rajas. He says, so I'm translating, it's because of selfish desires, perverted desires, and krodha, anger. So he already said that kind of to Arjuna 4 chapters ago. Now he's just kind of repeating it. It's not because now he's putting the fact that it's happening because of his, maya energy is moha. So he said, look, because you develop rajas, the mode of passion, you developed a certain behavior, a certain mindset. Rajas is a mindset you develop. The influence of material nature makes you want things in the future, makes you want to conquer, makes you think of, us and them, so it's me and them, winning, defeating the opponent. Oh, in the future I'm going to have this. So this whole mentality of the mind out of the here and now into the future, this concept of us and them, of differentiation. So that's rajas, that's typical rajas. So you become arrogant, you become angry, and then you get anger, hatred, krodha, here, hatred. And then when you've got hatred and you've got these selfish desires, there's no way you're going to act nicely. You're going to be a screw up. As soon as we've got hatred and selfish desires, it's just a matter of time or degree of how much you're going to screw up, right? Because you're not going to be a nice person. If I've got hatred, I'm completely nuts. I'll just I'm like dangerous to myself and to others around me, of course, immediately. But just having, not even like, even if my hatred, no, I'm not, you're not feeling hatred, but just by having selfish desires, by having your mind in the future, what I call the fantasy paradigm, already you're missing out on what's important. It's a simple point. Like, let's just say my goal is to make $1 million. So you're like, I want to be rich. Like most people, like if you ask people, like, what is your goal in life? What would you like to do? I want to be rich and famous. That's what people are doing now. Like, what? You don't want to do something? No, rich and famous. So that's like their goals. So a huge swath of the world population, their life goal is rich and famous. Which might sound kind of cute and funny for a little bit, but when you think about it, if that's your goal, and that's all you're worried about, how to get to rich and famous, you don't care. Do you see? It's like, because you're not worried about the process. You should be focused. What Gita is teaching you, what we teach you in the 3D path, you should be focused on purpose, on being the best of you, on living in harmony, what your true nature is, in being a loving person. That's what Gita is teaching. To be the best of us here and now. Focus on the process, on the action here and now. But as soon as my focus is out of the here and now, out of purpose, it's goal focused in the future, then how do I get there? I don't care, right? So that's what most people are like that. They don't care how they're going to get to rich and famous. So they will kill, they'll lie, they'll cheat, they'll steal, they'll destroy the planet, they'll run you over. They don't care. It's like, a little nicer, not so nice. Like how far, Mexican cartel, or, just like your regular Wall Street, like how much pain are you going to cause? Like that might vary, but you're willing to cause pain, you're willing to cheat, lie, and steal to get to that, because it doesn't matter, because you want to get to that point. You're not worried about the process, and that's where the hatred, that's why the kama, these selfish desires, and krodha, anger, that's how they destroy our behavior. And that's what Krishna is saying, but everybody here's got a little bit of that. So you're going to screw up anyway. So don't be too hard on yourself, but do cure the problem by doing what? By living Bhagavad Gita. By bringing your mind to the here and now, by focusing on love, bhakti, on the process, dharma, on doing your purpose. So you're focused on the here and now, in living your purpose, your dharma, and you're doing that with love, bhakti for Krishna. So all of a sudden your actions are going to be the very best, because that's what you're focused on. I want to be the very best person I can be right now for the pleasure of God. Not even for my pleasure, but not even for the pleasure of my family or the others or society, but for God. So then you transcend materiality, you transcend moha. Anyway, let me know if that makes sense. If you understood these points, please leave your comments below. And thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe. It really helps a small channel like this if you can share with your friends, and of course subscribe. Thank you so much for your time. Have the rest of your day with lots of peace and lots of love. Hare Krishna.